Hello, all. Let's see this. Just doing a quick video. Don't have a ton of time, but have a little bit. And was trying to think of either song idea or a topic to do one about today. And I think this is a good one. I think it's a relatable one. We all have methods, and sometimes uh, want to find more ideas to maintain our wellness, aka sense of well-being, lower our stress levels, that kind of thing. I don't think the radio is too loud, so hopefully YouTube doesn't either. Um, so I'm open to hearing and I haven't been rolling super long, but I'm open to hearing what uh, what other people do to find wellness, to bring wellness into their lives. But if I was to say what I do, I mean, one thing I would say is that it does change or ebb and flow. I mean, I would still say mostly music is one for me. But as far as actually doing music, although I have been doing it a bit more lately, um, there are reasons why I'm sometimes not feeling like it. And it's also finding the songs that bring you the most happiness, because happiness is a big part of wellness, right? The only other one I can think of at the moment, well, there's two, would be distractions. I mean, too much distraction isn't a good thing. You eventually have to kind of look at things that you need to look at and deal with. Um, but I would also say breathing. And I know everybody goes on about breathing, and I don't just mean general breathing, but I have found myself a few times lately. Um, I feel like I should turn the radio down just because I'm worried that it's maybe being heard too much in this. I have found myself a few times lately. Um, I it just kind of happens where I'll take a nice deep cleansing breath, sometimes more than one. Um, Even when I'm not like really overwhelmed or when I don't really necessarily even feel like I need to do something, I'll just find myself doing it sometimes, and it really is regulating. I think that would be a word to describe it. It's calming, soothing, however you want to put it. So we have one person that's been here since almost the start of this, and glad to have you here. Curious how you found the video, if you've been to the channel before, um, anything else you'd like to share about yourself, but especially about the topic. Um, for me and for anyone else who sees this video. And sometimes the live chat does not display afterwards, but I would address your comment while I'm rolling, likely out loud, and I won't say your name though, if that's if you if that's better for you. However, so people can hear it when they watch back. Yeah. um, the topic. Um, I'm going to in the viewer left. I'm going to something at some point today. It may be mostly focused on addiction. I'm hoping also mental health, but honestly, I'm also going to get something to eat and to there's going to be some performances. Just looking at the schedule again for a moment here. It looks like the time that we're available to go there, we might see some Highland dancing. There's somebody with a last name that I haven't heard very often, if at all, before, except for one time recently, but it's somebody different, so that's kind of interesting than the one I first heard. I find it kind of odd that it starts at 11 and there's like five or six things before the greeting. I'm not saying that the things that at the beginning aren't kind of that too. I guess that's what it is. Um, then in the aspect of performances, we might not catch that much in the time of able to be there that it's happening. Uh, we might hear a little bit of a couple speeches, more than a couple maybe, but and it's a bit of a trigger because of not getting that gig, which is in a little bit in a similar type of event. But this one has looks like it's been planned out for a while. Um, yeah, there's not a whole lot that jumps out at me at the about the event, other than just something to go and do. It's a pretty nice day out, and like I say, get something to eat. Maybe check out some of the booths. Try not to spend too much money. Don't have a whole lot to spend anyway. Um, and yeah, but it is. I am thinking that it may more likely be uh, the topics, other than the performances. The topics may be kind of dealing with addictions, and I mean that can cover a large scope. But I think most likely that would mean drugs, alcohol. Um, and as I came across a website about the event, it looks like it would maybe more be about that. I thought it might be about mental health too. So whether you have a diagnosed mental health condition, I think that's maybe a better word, um, or you, let's get the weather. Less than an hour ago, 23 minutes ago. If you have sorry, I was just talking about needing to remember to get something out of the fridge before I go. If you have a diagnosed mental health condition, um, or if you don't, I mean, wellness is one of those things that I would like to add. Not that especially now that the weather's starting to get, you know, now that summer's finished, and it's partly financial, it's partly uh, getting to things, and the truth of the matter is it depends on how loud things are and how I I I don't mind kind of like uh, being amongst other people, especially that I mean we all have things in common with each other, but when it's a specific event and it has a theme and so that the people at the event relate to it somehow, that kind of brings I guess a sense of unity is what I'm gonna say, is what I could say. Um, but I also am not big about being in thick crowds for you know long amounts of time. So um, or kind of crowds in general. So, but whether I in the future might appreciate some suggestions, or somebody else who either does or might want to start going to more events and you know and this and that. Um, what strategies would you give them? I would say, aside from the breathing, if singing or humming brings you comfort, that could be one. Um, Going out of the area to a quieter spot or whatever, and and then deciding whether you go back or not. That's also an option. Okay, I've covered a few things here in just under 10 minutes. Um, it's okay if they're shorter. I mean, I have another um, chapstick if you're curious, chapstick if you're not. Probably, well, I still have to figure out for sure how I'm getting there. I have to gather a few things to bring with me. Uh, but but yeah, I could have probably rolled for another 15 minutes, possibly half an hour, maybe. But nobody's here in conversation. I mean, it hasn't been that long either, but there was somebody there for like 3 or 4 minutes. I'm not sure. Again, maybe their phone. Reasons I sometimes guess could be the case. especially when someone seems like they're kind of interested for a few minutes. You know, yeah. Anyway, maybe they'll come back. Maybe they didn't want to leave, but they had to for some reason. Anyway, part of the matter being is, yeah, I don't have a whole lot else to say, so I guess I might wrap this up in a few minutes here. I think if I walk and then it's a little far, and then having to walk when I'm there and possibly not have a spot to sit, especially since it's outside and you know, uh, it's got a little damp overnight. Um, I wish I knew with 100% certainty that my friend that's going to help me out with something else this week, because I know I didn't need for the other thing. I would have been camping anyway. But uh, well, I guess if I did bike today, I really don't want to have to camp there and back. So, but maybe she. Yeah, but hopefully the day works out well, because part of me is worried. If something happens to with my bike and it then needs repairs that I have to worry about, and I won't have it early this week when I'm going to need it for something, or I might need it for something like my one friend. She's really looking forward to seeing me and wants to help me out, this and that. But she's also said that she might not know how she's feeling um, with her health, I guess, till the day before, that day. So, and I really don't want a bus, and I really don't want a cab. So, I wish I could teleport. In other words, um, it's too short notice to try and arrange a ride. And like I sometimes mention, we don't have a lot of living local family. The one local relative that we do have is currently not in the city, um, and mostly acquaintances. So I might recognize some people at the event, but and that'd be great. I mean, if we're biking, then it's hard to get back unless they can fit two bikes in their car. But anyway, so I got to figure that out. I got to do some other things. I want to end this up thinking like that, or even just close to it. So I'll just I'll just wait a minute or two, see if anybody suggests something that might be helpful, uh, other than the things I've already mentioned. Um, because yeah, um, I'm not going to be at the thing I'm going to for very long. Possibly just long enough to find a food truck to go to and sit down and eat. I'm not sure. I do know we have to be back for something um, a little while afterwards, so that's one reason. And I think just going for a little bit is good enough, plenty. So that's the other. So I've just it's not a large amount of time, but I've just been talking for about 14 minutes, and the viewer left. They just tuned in at that mark. So I was gonna say why I wasn't gonna be saying anything until somebody else did, but I want to save my energy for now. Sorry, I don't know. I can't think of a song to wrap this up with at the moment. There's just so many. It's hard to pick, and sometimes it just none seem to be coming to you, even though there's so many. So it's kind of a bit of that too. Anyway, I hope everybody has a good day, uh, whatever time of day you're seeing this, rest of your day, and a good upcoming week. Okay, take care.